I'm Georganne Burke. I'm a dual citizen of Canada and the United States, and I'm an unabashed supporter of Donald Trump. I first came to Canada in 1987. I moved up here actually for a job. I was working for a company in Buffalo, New York, and they transferred me to do marketing in Toronto. I found that culturally, Canada is quite different from the United States in many, many ways. And actually, I joke now that I've picked up so much of the Canadian outlook. I'm more polite than I used to be when I came here. And actually, politically, that kind of affected my attitude with U.S. politics, because I see the kind of harsh side of U.S. politics as compared to Canadian politics. When I came to Canada, the first party that I connected with was the NDP. And most people who know me are totally surprised by that. But the reason is that in the United States, I was a very left-wing Democrat. And I had always admired Ed Broadbent from the U.S. He was at the time the leader of the NDP. And felt like that was going to be my philosophical and political home. And I realized, the more I thought about it, that I was actually more a conservative with a small c than I was, to the left. And kind of began to move in that direction around 1997. Then met some people in the Provincial Conservative Party and in the Canadian Alliance, and made the move in 1998-99. And why do I support Donald Trump? I actually came about it late. I was a Marco Rubio supporter, which would be no surprise to anyone who actually knows me, because he's more in my ballpark than Trump would appear to be. But why I support him is I support him for probably the reasons that people don't like him. He's very straightforward. What you see is what you get. Does he exaggerate? Yeah, he does. Does he sometimes say things that aren't correct? Yes, he does. He does that. But I'm going to tell you that that is true of every politician. The only difference is that he is scrutinized to a degree that I've never seen before.
Thank you, Mr. President. We love you.
Being a Trump supporter in Canadian politics is a challenge, and in Canadian society, even a bigger challenge. They, first of all, are shocked that I'm a Trump supporter because I don't fit the profile. I'm not wearing a plaid coat, carrying a gun. I'm not a white male. So they're having a hard time computing that I could possibly be a Trump supporter. That's the image they have. And, by implication, they're attacking me as well when they say things like, he's stupid, he's a bigot, he's an anti-Semite, he's a homophobe, he's a racist. That implies that if I support him, I'm all those things as well. And I'm actually none of those things. And I believe that he is none of those things as well. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to support him. Canadians have a very negative opinion of Trump and anyone who supports him. And if they don't really have a connection to me personally, they're not as willing to give me that benefit of the doubt, I guess is the way I'd put it. So NAFTA obviously is a massive issue for Canada and for the United States. It is no secret that Donald Trump said from day one that he felt NAFTA was a bad deal for the United States and that he was intending to renegotiate it. They didn't like that Canada felt they could interfere in labor relations in the U.S., LGBTQ issues, indigenous issues, climate change. They said that's none of your business and it has nothing to do with trade. So I think it was mishandled. I think there was a lot of negativity coming from Canada. I don't think Canada is going to be so killed off because of this, but it would have been a lot smarter if it would have been handled in a more, I guess I would use the word diplomatic way.